guys, it's Drac, and this is the Nerf Rebelle combo, and Amazon did an awful job of shipping this to me. The box is completely trashed, so in what has to be Nerf's punniest name ever, they've made this the combo. So on the back it says, combine the 4-dart blaster and the 4-dart bow to create an 8-dart crossbow, and that's exactly what it does. We got to play with this at Toy Fair. It was a very exciting blaster, both for the fun, also because it was nice to see AccuStrike the darts moving outside of their specific line in the hopes that maybe eventually someday we will get AccuStrike darts with just regular blasters, because they are really awesome darts, and having them in high performance blasters would be sweet. So on the back we have a bunch of lovely photoshopped up Rebelle girls, all playing with the new line. So we've got this. This is the most interesting thing here. This is the Canada So Far exclusive reskin of the Sweet Revenge / 5x5. And the fact that it hasn't shown up in the States is really upsetting, because this is by far my favorite Rebelle blaster. It's got an ultra sleek shell. It's really, really sweet. These two are sharing the combo, so that's an interesting kind of gimmick for this, is if you have two children and you want to buy them both a blaster. And I guess because of the very, very sexist marketing of this entire line, if they're both girls, then the combo could be a really good way to go there. For the low, low price of $20 United States dollars, you get two blasters, both of which are decent. So it's like buying two $10 blasters. They're 4-dart Smart AR blasters. You can't actually buy good blasters at that price anyway, so it's pretty sweet that that even exists. Down here it's going to show you how to attach them, but I'm not going to fool with that because the box is destroyed. It's a whole lot easier for me to just demo in person. So we'll do the unboxing segment in here. Inside the package you get the blaster itself. Should sneak out this way, and it's got a really funky stock due to how it is designed to work with the crossbow attachment. And you can see here that pulling this trigger also depresses this mechanism up here. For those of you that have played with old Nerf blasters that do that cool connect and combo thing, particularly some of the Busby blasters that were part of, I think, the Unity system or what have you, those did something very similar. So you can see here that this pulls down this tab. This is what's going to lock the bow into the top of it, and then the trigger allows you to fire both blasters from one trigger down here. So this rail attachment is how that'll slide on. Then we've got the 4-dart smart system. So this is essentially a 4 victory in how it functions and how it performs. Now it does have this really, really tiny stock. Again, this blaster was designed with little girls in mind. While I don't mind the fencing grip and think that that's quite comfortable, actually, and I love enclosed trigger wells, this stock is completely useless. No. Just no. Let's go ahead and get the bow out now. So we'll snip there, and this should be free pretty soon. You have to be careful when cutting this one out of the package not to get the elastic. The elastic is not important to it. It is an interior spring-style bow, of course. Now, when firing it this way, there's either direction has very symmetrical handles here. Again, very tiny, designed for younger Nerfers, tiny foam warriors. Have to give it to Zoe of the SCNC and see what she thinks of it. But that draw is minuscule. It's fine though because it's spring-powered inside. Now, if you're firing this as a bow, there is no catch mechanism, which is really unfortunate. I like bows that have a catch mechanism. However, now it will catch now that it's attached to the blaster. And again, like I said, that'll fire that. It'll actually do both if you want a shotgun, and it staggers. Let me just show you that one more time. That's 1, 2. Kinda cool, kinda neat. The blaster comes with exactly enough AccuStrike darts to load both blasters once. So if you are buying this for 2 people to do duels, I'd buy more darts. They don't have to be AccuStrike darts. Keep in mind that AccuStrike is just a dart type, has nothing to do with the blasters, and it will be cross-compatible with Elite darts or knockoff darts. I particularly am really, really into the AccuFake darts right now. And I'll put a link to some crazy cheap, 1 cent per dart AccuStrike darts that you can buy in the description box below. In a lot of ways, they're very, very cool. I like them a lot. They tend to have better gluing, I think. However, they are not genuine Hasbro darts. They do have the same tip. Speaking of, well, hey, How do companies get away with doing this? I have no idea, but let's take this outside. Let's switch to first-person view, and let's show you what these are really capable of in an outdoor firing demo, because some things are just better in first person. The ergonomic review is easy to show in third person. You can see how incredibly tiny these blasters are compared to what is admittedly an adult-sized undead Nerf warriors. So let's take them outside. Alrighty guys, so out here with the ComBow, we will load up both the bow and the blaster with the genuine Rebelle AccuStrike darts. Those are pretty sweet. They come in purple with gray tips. The darts themselves are what make the blaster accurate again. So this Smart AR system, everything is level, and everything is level. That's interesting. Sometimes they're staggered, but this time they are not. So let's fire the blasters together first, just so that you can get a feel for what the ranges are like. Ranges are actually pretty regular for AccuStrike blasters. That means that they're sub-elite, but still very solid. Then we'll fire this one by itself. And again, like getting ranges of about 30 feet flat. Fine for AccuStrike, not so great. The blaster itself seems to perform much better on average. I definitely prefer it. Now, let's separate them. Again, you're gonna depress this switch and pull it out. Grab the bow, pull back, draw of all of 1 inch, and fire. And performance is significantly worse without that, what would be called, I guess, stored energy or potential energy, because you're just pulling and releasing. Wow, Amazon did an actual garbage job of shipping my blaster, guys. I'm kind of mad about that. I did buy this through Amazon because it was the first place that it showed up, and I will link it in the description box below. But make sure you put in your order notes that you don't want them to actually warp the plastic on your bow. That is awful. Good job, guys. I'm normally a huge believer in Amazon. I love their subscribe and save. It lets me like automate certain parts of my life, but their shipping is not always the best. The pistol itself is just like a Fort Victory. It is really, really sweet. So again, like super easy to combine these guys back together. If you actually line up the rails, we can load them up one more time and fire them. You are not buying this blaster for like superior ranged performance. You are buying this blaster because you want the cool gimmick that is 2 of these guys snapping together and the ability to play with them in tandem as well. So this is really neat. I mean, I do like that it becomes a veritable shotgun. Now, priming them both separately can be a little bit tedious, and it's definitely not like a crossbow by my definition, but it is funky. It almost looks like it wants to fly this way. Wild. But it does have that traditional Rebelle deco. I think that this is some of the better Rebelle deco. We've got feathers instead of like pink hearts and swoops. I mean, I think that the feathers are still pink. However, there is a lot of pink on the blaster, and then that matches on both. I do really like this this actual color of the blaster. I believe it's like kind of a seafoam green sort of thing going on, and that is really neat as well. And it kind of plays off the neon. Like, this is super flimsy. It's actually very flimsy for Nerf, but you have to think of both of these as $10 blasters, not one $20 blaster, and that gives you more of an excuse. Again, I can't get over how much better the bow is on the blaster than off it, but it is a really, really cool, like, combo. You got me, Hasbro. It's a cool combo. It's also called the ComBow, but it's a cool combo package is what I was about to say. Stock is way too small. As a pistol, it's kind of neat. The fact that you can add a pistol to your pistol and it just happens to give it bow arms is really, really cool. So that's the Rebelle ComBow. It's an interesting way for the AccuStrike line to move forward and branch out. It is a really interesting return to blasters that interlock and connect with one another. Again, like Hasbro owns both Nerf and Transformers, so they have a ton of room to play with blasters that transform and actuate and connect to one another, and they just don't do it that often. So this is a really cool look at what it can be when they do, and they haven't done it in my mind since I really liked the Cyber Strike one that worked on that way. I think it was called the Defender. Shoot, it's hard for me to remember. And then there's also there was the Power Unity system, which was the Scout, Hornet, and Titan, which was awesome. And this isn't as cool as either of those things since it fires the same ammo out of both blasters, but I really think that this is an interesting way to like share blasters. So that is kind of neat in and of its own self.
thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Don't forget that it's a lot more work for me to upload these videos in 4K. So if you liked that it was in 4K, definitely leave me a like and then comment down below hashtag 4K so I know that I should keep doing this. And then if you enjoyed this video and would like to purchase this blaster, there will be a link to it in the description box below as well. In a world where blasters keep getting more and more expensive, it's really, really cool that they can still crank out 2 decent $10 blasters and package them together. Much love, Nerf on, Drac out.